Hello and welcome to another episode of B Movie Reviews. I am your host Rich and I have a great B movie for you today. The movie I am reviewing today had a big problem. It had a big ass problem. And it had a big ass spider problem. If you haven't guessed, I will be reviewing Big Ass Spider. Warning, there will be spoilers ahead, so if you haven't watched the movie, I suggest that you go do so. Okay, Big Ass Spider came out in 2013. It was rated PG-13, and the genre is a sci-fi comedy, and I think that this one is actually correctly labeled. So, what was this movie about, right? A hotshot exterminator joins forces with the military to squash a giant arachnid that's spinning a web of destruction around Los Angeles. Okay, so the premise of this movie, a big-ass spider gets loose from a military test site and begins to hunt and eat people. And the more people it eats, the bigger the spider grows until it is a gigantic size spider. This definitely is a creature movie, a monster type movie, like King Kong, Godzilla type. So just keep that in mind. All right. Our protagonist, Alex Mathis, is a knowledgeable pest exterminator who is tasked to kill the spider. Along with him is his newest partner, Jose Ramos, a security guard at the hospital where the first spider attack occurred. Also joining the fray is Lieutenant Carly Brandt, who despite rejecting Alex's advances at first, will become Alex's love interest. Alex has to rise to the occasion to rescue the girl, defeat the spider, and save the city. My fiance and I, we watched this movie last night and we just found it delightful. It was hilarious. We were laughing at it. We thought it was really entertaining, and I just want to get into what made this a B movie. What makes this a B movie, right? Well, one, it definitely was a low budget movie. I couldn't quite find how much this movie costs to make, but it obviously didn't cost much. Plus, this movie went straight to like video, so straight to like DVD or Blu-ray or whatever. A lot of B movies do that. Okay, a lot of them don't get a theatrical release. You would find a movie like this on Sci-Fi, on the Sci-Fi channel. Okay, just think of like Sharknado and La Vantula and movies like that, which I think the director of this one actually did. That the lava tarantula spin or movie that has Steve Guttenberg in it. So, but this definitely was a low budget film. The spider is CGI and probably where most of the budget went to make this movie. Although the movie doesn't have the cleanest visual effects at times, all in all, they did actually a pretty good job. So it really is a great movie to watch with somebody. Maybe not so much yourself. It'd be okay to watch by yourself, but definitely watch this movie with friends or family or somebody. Okay. The second and most important, I think, reason why this is a B movie is because it was made to be a B movie. The cheesy dialogue, although funny, is definitely purposely written that way. The cheesy plot of the story: a big ass spider is on the loose, terrorizing Los Angeles. That is such a great plot for a movie, but we've seen it lots of times. This movie definitely is a campy spoof of the monster movies like King Kong, Godzilla. Like I've said, it's a spoof on creature features. It's meant to be funny. It's not meant to be taken seriously. So I think all in all, this makes all this stuff really does make a fine B movie. And these are the things that make this a B movie. Because the movie's not meant to be taken seriously, it was meant to be a B movie. And of course, the low budget of the film, it went straight to video. It didn't have a theatrical release. They didn't show this in theaters. And by nature, most of those movies are low budget B movies. So I'm going to be changing things up just a little bit here on the episodes. Instead of having like likes and dislikes, I've just changed it to the good and the bad. Things that I thought were good about the movie, and then some things I thought were bad about it. And of course, I still have my favorite scenes and overall rating and final thoughts at the end. But this is just one little area that I'm going to tweak a little bit here on the show. Okay, so let's get into the good, right? What I think was good about this film. Well, I'm going to have to say the character of Jose is comedic gold in the movie. He is so funny. This character really did steal the show when it came to the lighthearted humor of the movie. He is like the perfect supporting character for Alex Mathis. He's the comic relief. He's funny. He's definitely a character, so to say. And my fiance and I found him he was our favorite character in the movie. And I think a lot of people feel that way. Some of the other reviews and stuff I've seen, most people really enjoy the character of Jose. They think he's a funny character. He did an absolutely fantastic job. The character or the actor, I think his name's Lombardo Boyer. I believe that's his name. He did a fantastic job with this character. He was the perfect supporting character for our main protagonist character. And you see this at first, the movie at first doesn't really show this, right? It does this great job of opening this character to us, right? Because at first, it doesn't seem like Jose is going to be a big character in the movie. It just seemed like he was going to have a small, funny character spot, just kind of this small side character that he's kind of this kooky security guard at the hospital, right? And that was probably all we were going to see of him. But what happens is this movie kind of turns into like this buddy cop type movie that is super hilarious. And the on-screen chemistry with Matt and Jose, with the characters of Matt and Jose, just seems so natural. It just flowed. And you can really tell that the actors had a blast making this movie. They all everybody there looked like they had a great time. It made me jealous because I wish I could have been there to see this, because it looked like it was just a riot fest all the time. So, I just thought that this character and the dynamic that he brought to the movie just really made this movie comedic gold, in my opinion. And also too, the movie was really well paced. It's entertaining, it's watchable, it's rewatchable, and it doesn't have a lot of dead spots or dull points in it. Every scene has some type of comedy or some type of action or gory violence in it. So you don't get this really dry or drawn out type scenes. You get very fast paced comedic scenes that just work so well together. The whole movie flows so well together. It really is a great popcorn movie. Is a movie that is made for pure entertainment, and it's not I mean, they weren't trying to make some type of Oscar winning movie here. You know, it's not critically acclaimed or anything like that. It's a creature feature spoof movie, and they did an excellent job with it. Okay, so now let's move on to some of the things that I thought were bad. All right. One thing that I do wish, and this is just a personal thing, because I didn't think there was too many, there's not too many bad things I could say about this movie, because it, all in all, it was highly entertaining. But I do wish that the movie was a bit longer. It only had an 80-minute runtime, so it's not even an hour and a half long. If I were to have gotten an extra 15, 20 minutes in there, I think that would have been great. And maybe they could have done something with it. But all in all, the movie's good. I just wish that it was a little bit longer. But, the fast pace of it still was excellent. I think it flowed really well. I just wish it was a tad bit longer for my liking. Okay. And the other thing that I thought was bad was the death scenes. Some of the death scenes are not the greatest CGI. Some of the CGI fire is not the greatest visual effects that you see. But the death scenes where the spider is like spearing people and killing people and eating people definitely has the gore effect. But it's very noticeable that it's CGI, that it's, again, not real. And again, this could be just part of the movie's charm about, hey guys, it's a campy spoof of creature features. It's meant to be a B movie, so it's not going to look the greatest. But again, this could just also be a budgeting issue, and this is what they could afford for the movie, which is fine. I mean, I can't really cite them on that. I'm just saying that some of the death scenes, some of the scenes of the spider, the CGI fire when people are on fire, or the town is burning or something like that, I thought wasn't the greatest. But they did have some scenes where the spider looked really good, like when it's crawling up the building and its legs are going into the side of the building, and you can see like bits of the building breaking off as it punctures the building to get leverage and go up the side of it. I thought that was really good visual effect, but some of the other ones just were not that great. And that's okay though, because we wind up laughing at it anyways, because that's what you do with B movies. You laugh at them. Okay, so now I'll go on to my favorite scenes. I would have to say that opening scene of the movie where Alex is lying on the ground and all hell has broken loose around him, and this song is going on in the background. It's kind of upbeat, and it adds this like kind of sense of calm among all the destruction, and he's just kind of walking like it's no big deal. He's walking past people on fire and police officers shooting at the spider, I guess. Not like they're going to hit it from that distance. And there's all this destruction around him, and he's just walking calmly and coolly, and he looks up at the spider and he knows that I got to take care of this. I'm the only one that can do this. So, and then of course the movie like flashes back to earlier that day where the movie will eventually start out. I just thought that was a great opening scene. I thought it was really good the way they did this, where they introduce the end or near the end first and then flash back to the beginning. It's a great effect in the movie to do if you do it right, and I think they did it right here. The other favorite scene I had was the cameo by Lloyd Kaufman. Now, if you don't know who Lloyd Kaufman is the king producer of B movies. He produces all the trauma movies, the trauma films. So like the Toxic Avenger, Class of Nukem High, which I've already done a review on the Toxic Avenger. I'm not going to get into it, but if you like to hear that, go and check it out. It is in a previous episode I have. But I just thought that was awesome that they had Lloyd Kaufman for a cameo in this movie. And he's this jogger at a park, right? And he's jogging, he's working out, and he sees these good-looking girls, and he kind of looks at them, and then he stops to tie his shoe, and I guess he's kind of checking them out, and all of a sudden there's this giant spider in the tree above him, and poor Lloyd, faces a bitter end by becoming spider shit. So so the spider eats him, but I just thought that was a great scene. I thought it was just because it's Lloyd freaking Kaufman, man. He's the king of B movies when it comes to producing really bad B movies. I don't know. I enjoy some of the trauma movies. The trauma movies, sorry, not trauma. The trauma movies, and they're meant to be B movies too. So I really do, I guess in a way, I really do enjoy movies that know that we're making a subpar movie on purpose. This is a B movie, and it's meant to be funny, and it's meant to not be some critically acclaimed Oscar-winning movie. It's just meant to entertain people, and I like those types of movies. Just why I dedicated a whole podcast to movies like this. So, anyways, let me go ahead and get to my final thoughts and overall rating of Big Ass Spider. So, Big Ass Spiders, or Spider. I've just found this movie entertaining, funny. It's a great, just B movie, sci-fi B movie. With a great cast of characters. The plot, we've seen it before, but I think they did a really good job with it, because they are kind of, making fun of creature feature films, or it's kind of a spoof on these types of movies like King Kong, Godzilla, like I've said. And, above all, you gotta remember, this movie was created to be a B movie. All right, this is what it was designed to be. I think the movie definitely knows what it is, okay, and knows its target audience. So I think they did this very well. I think the filmmakers did it very well, and that is why I give Big Ass Spider a 4 out of 5. I think it really does embody the B-movie genre. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for me. Oh, I think I have a big-ass spider trying to get in right now, so I'm going to get out of here. I want to thank everyone for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of B-Movie Reviews. Take care.